frequency trade when those crypto boys enter club. They say waitress, calculate everybody bill for the club. Come on, table, no worry, we know the fear debit. They say normally when it comes to spending, say we are wayward. Those crypto boys said tonight clubbing is a night of intimidation. So all salary earners go home. They say, oh, I can woman where they house, so they go home. Those crypto boys say make some men and go home. Say one challenge all the
Mona still go learn what be technology. You make other say you love talk. That is I don't like turn now. Wait till they stop. I know you like turn now, but this one I go turn now. 5 things that they trend for the world now: metaverse, NFT, Web 3.0, AI, cryptocurrency. If you don't know that, forget about it. Forget about it.
Most payment options in Uganda are through cash transactions or mobile money. But the Bank of Uganda has commenced studies to understand new options for holding money, like the central bank digital currency. The central bank digital currency is a cashless digital equivalent of cash for use by households or businesses.
First is to establish properly what is the rationale. Why must we have it? What issues is it going to help us resolve?
The COVID-19 pandemic is believed to have intensified the growth of digital currencies across the world. At the peak of the coronavirus infections in Uganda, many people opted for cashless transactions to avoid contact and for convenience. But advocates of central bank digital currencies argue the system will move money even faster than traditional forms of mobile money or cash to facilitate trade at a lower cost and in real time.
Maintaining a cash economy is very expensive for our central banks. That's why they are now starting to realize that digital currencies are going to help them, because cash is expensive and it's opaque. You know, a lot of laundering happens in cash because you can't trace cash. If I pay you now, BAU doesn't know the value of transactions that has happened right now. But with digital currencies, the central bank now starts to get a sense of the actual economy, the real economy and the value that is being exchanged in the economy.
Plans are underway by the central bank to revise the financial laws to enable the adoption of a central bank digital currency. Interest and work on central bank digital currencies is global, but the drive for their likely issuance is shaped by local conditions. In Uganda, there are fears of possible risks to financial inclusion, especially in rural communities that have limited access to the internet. Regulators are hesitant to phase out cash for fear the move would adversely affect rural populations and the elderly.
Issuance has technology implications. Technology architecture will come at a cost. So we need to have an understanding of how much that is going to cost, so we need to look at the cost implications. There are risks related to possibilities of cyber attacks. That is always there.
Some traditional financial institutions like banks are also worried they may be edged out of business as central banks move to cut costs on moving money around.
And then there is the retail, where the central bank issues it directly to the customer. Now that one is of course the most efficient, but it's also the most dangerous, because once they do that,
you know the amazing thing, even those that don't have children at all, instead of them to enjoy their marriage, enjoy sex, save money, prepare for the marriage, they are jumping from pillar to post, mountain, hospital. By the time the child now finally comes, no money to take care of the child. It's the foolishness of the eyes of that. No planning. Hello? Because of time, let me go again. Now, if now only one I do out of 4, we'll stop there. Now, what have I given you now? This one is biology now. Now, look at the career of your family. Look at their career paths. Your grandfather worked in Nigerian Railway. Your father worked in Nigerian Airways. Now you are in NIPOS. It's not a generational cost, it's a generational choice. Because nobody in your lineage has ever done business before. They are all salary earners. If you see the way people are rejoicing, Secretariat low and say civil service, social ministry. And I'm looking, I say people are still on this level. They are rejoicing because somebody got a job, a civil servant, a servant. After 30 years, look. Any company or organization you enter, let me give you a watch. When you resume like this, bam, the day you resume, do a scanning. It's called mental scan. Scan car park, how many car they there? Scan everybody, their dress, their shoe, their belt, their bag. Scan their resource, scan their life. And begin to ask yourself, this one done there for 17 years. This one done there for 15 years. Those people you are seeing, they are a prophetic picture of your future. Now, so your life will be in 15 years' time. Hello? And then a young man that decided not to follow that path and decided to go into entrepreneurship, you are mocking him. And then 6 years later, he's a CEO. He's doing turnover of 1 billion. He said, we don't even know what they do. I'm cutting soap for you now. There is no soap that is more than this one. Collect this wisdom soap now or settle for fake soap. Have you noticed that the Babalawo cutting soap for people is still in the bush? If the soap they help, why is it there? Hello? So check. Your father was a civil servant. Your grandfather, civil servant. Your mother, salary earner. Your grandmother, salary earner. You are a generation of salary earners. There is a limit to what salary can do in your life. That's why it's where you are.